Hi everyone, this is Fahad Mirza and I welcome you to the channel. We are continuing our coverage of this SigLIP2 model by Google. In the previous video, I showed you how to get it installed locally on your own system and then how to do image classification. We also underwent a very extensive architectural discussion about this model in very simple words. So if you're looking to understand why this model is so important and why I'm so excited about this model, I would highly encourage you to watch the video which you can see on your screen. I will also drop the link to it in video's description. Now for the purpose of this video, as was promised in this previous video, I'm going to discuss a bit more about this model because this model is not just about image classification. Google has done a wonderful job in this new version of SigLIP2 model. So I'm going to show you its two variants and I will also show you the difference. And this time instead of local, I'm just going to use this free Google Colab, which is really very good of Google, which you can also access on colab.research.google.com. But before that, let's have a quick understanding of what we are going to do. So as I mentioned earlier, SigLIP2 is a zero-shot image classification encoder model. Zero shot means a model's ability to classify images into categories it has never seen before without requiring any additional training or fine tuning. The way Google's SigLIP2 works is like teaching someone to ride a bike, where you don't just hand over the bike but guide every step of the journey. At its core, the model learns to tell which images match which pieces of text. This is similar to pairing a picture of a dog with the word dog. Unlike older methods that simply compare many examples at once, SigLIP2 uses a sigmoid loss approach to decide if an image and a caption go together. And for further discussion and more examples, please watch this video where you would get a very deep understanding of SigLIP2. So having said that, for the purpose of this video, there are few things which we are going to do. First and foremost, we are going to do the inference with its two variants. One variant is this on your screen called as FixRes or fixed resolution. Second variant is this, which is called as NaFlex. And then we are going to compare it in our Google Colab. So very quickly, let me first explain the difference between this FixRes and NFlex, and then we will do a hands-on on it in the Google Colab. Before that, let me also give a huge shout out to our very good friends at AgentBot who are sponsoring this video. AgentBot lets you effortlessly deploy a personalized knowledge bot across platforms like Discord, Slack, and others. It is ideal for open source tech communities and startups that provide user support, and I will drop the link to their website in video's description. Okay, now having said that, let's have a let's try to understand what exactly is the difference between these two variants. So first one is this fixed res or fixed resolution. This variant of SigLIP2 is designed to work with a fixed image resolution, which means it resizes all input images to a specific size, whereas this NaFlex or flexible resolution supports variable image resolutions and preserves the native aspect ratio of the input image height and width. This means it can handle images of different sizes and shapes without distorting them, and this one is really cool, I would say. NFlex. So now you know what SigLIP2 is, what are the two variants, what is the difference between that and the sigmoid function. Let's try to do a hands-on. So I'm on the free Google Colab. You can even run it on CPU, but I'm just going to use T4 GPU because it is available for free, so why not? Let's install the prerequisites, which include the transformers and few of the other auxiliary libraries like Pillow, Pandas, and Request. Just to get the image from remote one, you can also upload your own image and use with it, but let's keep it simple and sweet. So let's wait for this to get installed, and that is done. Let me also import these libraries which we have just installed. That shouldn't take too long. And that is almost done. And once that's done, I'm going to download the image. And this is the image which I'm getting from this URL. And this is what it looks like. Just a basketball game happening. And now let's set our CUDA device or GPU device. As I said, it is going to detect whether you are using CPU or GPU. And by the way, if you don't want to use Google Colab, just go to my this video and see how to install it locally on your own system. Okay, so our device is set. First up, let's check out our fixed resolution variant, this one. Okay, so for that, let's get the checkpoint or the model, in other words. So this is the name of the model which is available for free on Hugging Face. The license is Apache 2, which is really good stuff. So you see it is going to download the model. The model size is just around 4.5 gig. So let's wait for it to get downloaded, and then once it is downloaded, it is also going to show us the model type. And the interesting bit is once you run it, it actually shows you that it is under the hood, it is still using the version 1 architecture most of the time. So pretty cool. Okay, so let's wait for it to get downloaded and you will see the type too. And the model is loaded. Let's proceed further. If I go down, you see it is showing us the type of the model. So it is under the hood, it is still using the previous V1 architecture. Okay, let's proceed further. And now let's see how this fixed resolution works. So first up, we are defining some of the labels, and then we already have the image which we downloaded, and make sure that always labels are in the lowercase. And then this is just a template of prompt we are defining for the zero shot classification, and this is where we are pre-processing input. So simply we are resizing and normalizing the image, and also we are tokenizing the input tokens, and then model is generating the output, and then we are checking out which labels match with this image. Okay, so let me run this, and then it is going to give us the score. Let's wait for it. There you go. Very quick, and it has very nicely identified it. So basketball players are there, yes. So for Hawks and for Thunder, the score is very high. So if you go here, you see there are some Hawks and there are some Thunder. Now I will acknowledge my ignorance. I have no idea about basketball teams in US, so I presume these blue ones are Thunder. And it doesn't say Thunder anywhere, by the way. Anyway, so but model is intelligent enough with the zero shot one, it is able to detect it. But of course, there are no football or there are no volleyball players. And there is what is a dunker? I think something to do with this basketball, I believe. That is why the score is high. Anyway, so this is good. So this is a fixed resolution one. Now let's try it out with the NaFlex variant. So because as I said earlier, Google has also released a NFlex, or which is a variant that preserves the original image aspect ratio, and this could be really beneficial for a lot of use cases. So first up, in order to do that, let's create an image with a circle, and this is the image, just a circle, and we are defining some labels. So this is the image which we have just generated with this code. So just image dot from below we have imported the image and all that stuff, and then these are some of the labels which we have set up. Now let's load our NFlex model, the variant of SigLIP2, and this is the one we are using, and there are heaps of them which are available from Hugging Face, which you can go and check as I already showed. So this is the one I'm downloading at the moment, and the size is quite small, which is quite interesting. So let's wait for it to get downloaded. And the model is downloaded, image is ready, and our labels are ready too. Now what I'm going to do here, not only I'm going to use this NFlex, but we already have the FixRes. In this circle image, on this circle image, I'm going to try out both, and we will see how the both models perform on this image in terms of zero shot classification. So this line is doing NFlex inference, and then this one is doing FixRes inference, and then we are outputting it. So let's run it. So outputs are there. Let's visualize these results with the help of pandas library, and that is going to give us the picture. There you go. So if you look here, the NFlex model is significantly more confident than that the image contains a circle rather than ellipse, whereas the FixRes variant predicts the opposite with higher confidence. So this is why this NFlex seems quite performant to me, and that is why I said earlier that I'm very excited about this NFlex variant. So my suggestion, if you're looking to implement it in your production, go with NFlex variant. Okay, so you can even do high resolution inference with NFlex, and you can also, so in order to increase the image resolution processed by this NFlex variant, you can simply pass the argument like max num patches to the processor. So let me show you what I mean. Let me put in the code here. There you go, you see. So the image is already split to patches and padded to the max num patches. Now by default this is set to 256 patches of size, 16 by 16 pixel. That corresponds to 256 by 256 square image. So for example, if you have a 128 by 512 image, so if you increase this max num patch to 1024 as shown here, then the height and width of the resulting image also doubles, producing a 512 by 512 or 256 by 1024 image, and no additional changes or flags need to be passed to the model. So, and you can see the tensor shape from here, and then you can also, if you want to do the inference, for example, this with NFlex on this new one, you can do that. Let me do that, and there you go. You see the circle is 77%, ellipse is smaller, and then so on and so forth. So this is how easy it is to use it not only locally but also in Google Colab with both the variants, and you can immediately see the difference between these two. I will also drop the link to this notebook in video's description. If you like the content, please consider subscribing to the channel. If you're already subscribed, please share it among your network as it helps a lot. Thank you for watching.